Hey guys, how you doing? Today I have the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6, and if we want to talk about expensive, high-class smartphones, we have to talk about this one. For a price of around 1,350 euros over here in Germany, you will get one of the best and unique looking smartphones on the market. 4K resolution and 120 FPS on your videos, the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, and a very smooth gaming experience. But like always, let's start with the unboxing. Alright, like usual with Sony smartphones, there isn't too much inside of the box. So once you open this one up, you will first up get the smartphone. I got the khaki green version, but you can also get it in platinum silver or in all black. In addition to the smartphone, you will get a ton of paper stuff, but no SIM card remover, no extra case, and no charging brick or cable. Now let's talk about the specs and the design. And the backside of this phone is very interesting. You have this textured tactile glass back which feels and looks just awesome in my opinion. This one first gives you a better grip if you decide to not use a smartphone case. Plus, if you scratch or swipe over it with your fingers, you'll hear a little squeaky sound. So, something like this. I hope you hear it. Now, in the middle of the backside, you will get the Sony logo, and on the top left, your triple camera setup. You got some Zeiss optics, so there is one 48 megapixel main camera with OIS, there's a 12 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Now overall, you can say that you have a very edgy smartphone with round edges. You have an aluminum frame and your display is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. And by the way, you got Gorilla Glass Victus for your backside as well. Now as for last, this phone is IP68 dust and water resistant and only weighs in at 190 grams. Next we got the display and the audio. So the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6 has a 6.5-inch LTP OLED display with Bravia with Full HD Plus resolution and a 120Hz display. Now in your display settings, you can turn the 120Hz off to save a little bit of your battery. Then you got a whole set of different display settings, like you can adjust the white balance. There is the image quality settings in which you can switch between the standard mode and the creator mode, and you can toggle on the video image enhancement to boost your video experience. Now overall, watching videos on the smartphone is a nice experience. There is nothing I can complain about with nice and vivid colors, dark blacks, and good contrast. Just the bezels on this phone are a little bit thick and disturbing. I mean, the ones on the side are super slim, but the one on top and bottom are a little bit thick considering you have to pay 1,300 euros for this smartphone. This Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6 has the usual front-facing stereo speakers which seem to perform well. You got high-res and high-res wireless audio, a dynamic vibration system, and Snapdragon sound. Plus you got a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is great in combination with the Music Pro app. You will just love this phone if you are into making music. Now, that's how it sounds like. To open up the rather large white paper box, you first get the smartphone itself. So I got the white version, but you can also grab it in the colors of black and light blue. As for the battery life, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6 is just awesome. It's just like John Wick, unkillable. It has a normal size 5000 mAh battery inside, but you get about 10 hours of screen time, which is insanely long. Like this, you can make it with ease through the whole weekend if you're not playing games non-stop or stream videos all the time. Now charging this one right here isn't the fastest. It takes about 30 minutes to make it to 50%, but at least you got wireless and reverse wireless charging. If it comes to the features, the Sony 1 Mark 6 has a lot to offer. So first you have to know that you get 3 years of OS and 4 years of security updates, and that this phone runs on Android 14. Also, when it comes to the fingerprint sensor, you will find this one on the side button, and I guess it works very good in my opinion. The only thing that I have to say I don't like about the smartphone is that we don't have a face detection. Now when it comes to the storage capacity, you can decide between the smaller 256 gig version or the 512 gig version, but both come with 12 gigs of RAM. So I got the smaller version and about 22 gigs are already used up by the system, but gladly we can extend the storage via an extra microSD card, which by the way uses a shared SIM slot. Some other features you can expect is the extra dim feature in your accessibility tab. This one dims the screen beyond the phone's minimum brightness, which saves some of your battery life. Then you got all of the emergency and safety features, some parental controls like you can limit the screen time or add restrictions to Google services. Then you got some other smaller features like some different wallpapers. You got some live wallpapers which look awesome in my opinion, and your normal styles and photos that you can use as a background. Another feature is the sidebar. This one opens up your dashboard with some of your basic features like the extra dim feature, you got a torch, notification, and a few more. Also, if you swipe up, you can click on multi-window switch, and like this, you can work on 2 apps at the same time with no lags. Now, if you want more features and more AI stuff, you better check out the Samsung S24 or the Google Pixel 8 Pro. These ones are packed with AI features. Alright, up to the gaming and the performance. And this phone runs on the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, and in combination with the 12 gigs of RAM, everything runs very smooth on this phone. You can open up apps fast, swipe through your camera modes, and split the screen and work on multiple tabs. Also, gaming is no problem at all with a consistent frame rate of 100 to 110 frames per second on the highest graphics settings. You can have a full-out brawl and you will get no lags. If it's Call of Duty, what you are playing, or Genshin Impact, both of these games work without a problem. You also have to know that you get a ton of gaming features. There is a battery saving mode, balance, performance, and a custom mode with a maximum screen refresh rate of 240. You got the FPS optimizer, you can adjust the touch response speed and the slide tracking speed. You can check out how hot your smartphone gets. Then you can record and stream from the smartphone, take screenshots, and you can even multitask on here. Like you can text your friends in between your different rounds. So gaming on the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6 is just off the chain. As well as, let's check out the camera, and this one is just great. You got a 48 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization, 12 megapixel telephoto also with OIS, and this one can be used as the macro camera. And then you got a third one, which is a 12 megapixel auto wide angle shooter. Now on the front you have a 12 megapixel selfie cam, and both the front and the back side can shoot videos in 4K resolution with 60 FPS and even 120 FPS if we're talking about the main camera. So you got super many different camera modes. So first up you have the normal photo camera, and in the camera mode settings you can change the picture style to natural, vivid, film, nostalgic, and bright, which all give you different results. You have bokeh, which is basically the portrait mode, and with this one you can also zoom in and out, which is not a normal thing to have. You have a pro and night mode, telephoto, even a bokeh video, live stream, and panorama. So you really have a whole lot, and if we talk about the pictures that you can take with these cameras, they are just great. The Sony 1 Mark 6 has a rather fast shutter speed, and in combination with the OIS, you barely have any blurry pictures. The only thing that might be hard to capture are fast moving objects like my cats if they have their nightly zoomies. Besides that, you have a very good contrast and vivid pictures even in the normal mode in which most of us will use the camera. As for your ultra wide angle shooter, well, it's good. It does exactly what you would expect and what you want it to do. They have a decent detail level and colors look just like on the main camera. Then you got the telephoto lens, and you can easily zoom in up to 7 times and you will still get great pictures. 10x zoom is great too, but everything that comes after isn't the best anymore. But if you want to, you can go all out and use the full 21.3x zoom. Now I tried my best taking some macro shots, but you really need some good lighting and a steady hand, which I don't have at all, but I tried my best and I guess they are not that bad. As for your portrait shots, I guess you will get one of the best camera for that purpose with the Sony 1 Mark 6. You can zoom in and out as much as you want to. There is a slider with which you can change the background blur, and pictures will look great with a good separation of the object, good detail level, and nice colors. And guys, there we have it. That's the Sony Xperia 1 Mark 6. So if you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.